Hello, and welcome to another episode of Good Brews, Bad Views, the podcast where we find out if craft beer makes bad movies any better. I'm your host, Max Nestorowicz, and as always, joined by my co-hosts of James Thorpe.
Hello.
And Ryan Everett.
What up, doe?
And we had another guest episode today. So we have friend of the show and owner of pretty much every board game known to man, Randy Fisher.
Hey guys, how's it going?
What up?
So, Randy, as a first-time guest of the show, we have a number of questions to ask you.
Right.
One, what was the first movie you can remember seeing in theaters?
So when we were talking about this earlier, I know that Star Wars in '79, I'm a bit of an old guy, was one of the first movies, probably the first movie I actually saw in theaters, but I don't truly remember it. The first movie I saw in theaters as a kid where I remember it and it scared the bejesus out of me well into my formative years was Children of the Corn, because my incredibly responsible parents took a young child to that movie.
That is one of my favorite horror movies. I like to watch that every Halloween.
Yeah, it was horrifying to me to watch the guy get his hand shoved into a milkshake machine and it gets sawed off.
Oh, yeah.
Noise.
Question number 2. What is the first bad movie you can remember seeing, theater or otherwise?
And I still think it's pretty terrible to this day, but I understand it a little better, was Glengarry Glen Ross. My dad and I rented it back when you actually rented both VCRs and the tapes to go with them.
Oh, wow, you are old.
Yeah, I am old. And we rented it. It seemed like a really cool, Alec Baldwin salesman thing. And beyond the famous speech he has about steak knives and Hawaiian vacations, it was one of those movies that just has kind of a shock ending or a surprise ending. And at the age I saw it, I just didn't appreciate, films do something different sometimes than give you a full story from start to finish. Mm-hmm. And,
okay,
I hated it for that reason.
Okay.
Now, understanding I a little bit better now, it may not be as terrible as it was, but I don't think I ever really want to watch it again.
To you, it was terrible. So okay, right. And brand new question: what was the first craft beer you ever had? What was the beer that to you showed you that there was something beyond Bud, Miller, Coors?
That's easy, and I don't think the company's around anymore. It was called Rhino Chaser, and the beer was a peach honey wheat. It was the first time I stepped outside the Coors Light, Keystone Light box of my formative youth.
That sounds good.
It was actually a fantastic beer. It was a Hefeweizen, which is kind of a peach. Had a pretty strong peach taste, but it was it was really great.
And now, Randy, you're different from the other guests we've had, as you grew up in Texas, correct?
Yeah, I grew up in Texas and Germany, then Texas again. I was an Army brat.
All right, so your answer is probably going to be very different from everyone else that we ask about that. So everyone's probably going to say Bells or something like that from around here. As that is the first time we've asked someone that question, James and Ryan, what are your first craft beers?
Mine's kind of lame, but I think Krabby's ginger beer was the first different thing I tried, and I really liked it. It was really pleasant. I had it in the summer, which is the best time for that beer. Yeah, so I think that kind of was the small crack that eventually led to the things I try on this show with you guys.
All right, I'll allow it.
The Oberon craft beer revival in Michigan was really kicking in when I was in college, so that's where that came from.
Okay,
so early 2000s for Oberon was the thing.
Okay, and for me it might be Cuna Brewing Company's Liftbridge Brown or Red Jacket Amber. One of the beers from the local brewery in Houghton, Michigan, where I went to school in college. So, but all right. So today we are watching Running Man, and
yes.
today I think this is the first Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that we've done.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I'm sure not the last.
No.
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I think this is one of his last action movies before he goes into his comedy phase.
For a little, yeah.
I was just going to say, and you'll see later in the movie, we were joking about it, that he's clearly got a couple of costumes or outfits in this movie that you will see in later movies.
Yeah. So we've queued this up on Amazon. We're about 7 seconds in. The Taft Entertainment Pictures and Keith Barish Productions logos have just appeared on the screen. So cue yourself up to that if you're watching along at home. And James, why don't you tell people about what we're drinking today?
We are drinking something that I chose, and I'm very happy I chose it. It was a cherry Gose from Southern Tier Brewing out of New York. It's an imperial sour with tart cherry juice, and it's delicious.
It's very good.
Yes. Listeners will remember that Southern Tier is the company that brewed Pumpkin, James's least favorite beer of the podcast.
That is true. That might be my least favorite beer I've ever drank, actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Friend
pretty atrocious.
of the show, Steve Cuff, and I will say otherwise. You hated that beer so much, you passed it over to me while we were recording, and I drank all of it.
Yeah. It was no good.
Sounds like a win for you.
But no, yeah, this is another, a Gose, which is a salty sour beer. German style, I believe.
I believe so.
And, this beer is absolutely delightful. I will put it up there with Critterless as far as the sours we've had on this. Critterless was the mango cherry sour we had on me and Ryan's favorite movie ever, Ravenous.
Yeah.
James's least favorite.
Bad movie.
Yeah. But, this is a salty sour beer.
It's
A
very
good presence of cherries. Nothing's too overpowering.
Agreed.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about it more as we go through this movie.
This amazing movie.
Ready?
Yes.
Set? All right.
All right. If you're watching along, hit play now.
It begins.
So, as you can tell, I unabashedly love this movie.
Yes.
I will watch this movie anytime.
Yeah.
So, I've already answered that question.
Right.
Yeah.
I had seen this movie in bits and pieces growing up, but up until last week, I had never seen the whole thing beginning to end.
So
this has been quite an experience.
So being the old guy here, I actually read the book, the Richard Bachman book, and was so excited to see this movie when it came out. And I left thinking, well, I don't even know what I thought. It was just so different from the book that it
that
stunned
logo
me for a while.
Of the Running Man is very charming in 2017 of like the old video game kind of stuff thing.
yeah.
And this opening exposition scroll is way too real for 2017.
Right. I mean, this could actually just happen tomorrow. I mean,
Right.
maybe we're already there. I don't know.
Funny thing. So 2017, 30th anniversary of this movie.
Oh.
Steven DeSouza was on the BBC, or he was on a podcast talking about this movie, about how like prophetic this movie kind of has become.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's also appropriate because this is our 30th episode.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
Fancy that.
I know shit.
More direct methods become necessary.
Nurse the server.
I do like that they had to put that in there as to tease the opening sequence that comes up here.
Right.
And I do like in 2017, apparently Huey helicopters are flown with a Commodore 64.
Yep. This helicopter flying footage, well, not this one, but when you see the exterior, is actually from the 1970s King Kong movie.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Wow. This is not a true interior of a Huey because Arnold Schwarzenegger would fill the entirety of an interior of a Huey.
Man, the technology, though.
So I'd like to point out that the ridiculous computer screens you're seeing now, this was actually made into a computer game that I excitedly bought, and it was about as much fun as watching that screen. It was awful.
That's amazing.
There was a Running Man home game for this.
It came out on the Commodore Amiga. I mowed several yards to buy it, and I was very upset with myself for that purchase.
Did you go back and take all the grass shavings and pour it back on those people's yards?
Made a big bonfire out of them and threw the game on top of it.
I wonder if anyone's ever found that landfill where all the ET games are.
They have. They're actually excavating it right now.
Right, yeah. New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah! I really appreciate the cheesy punching noises in this entire movie.
The meat slaps.
Yes.
The meat slaps. Sounds like a great disease.
So we're at like 3 Arnold screams in the first like 2 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
That's where he's practicing his Total Recall
That is
face.
absolutely right out of Conan. I mean, that is being crucified on the tree of woe right there.
Inhale. I see you inhale.
For a split second when I rewatched the movie, I thought that might have been actually Jesse the Body.
It does look like him right there. I was just thinking
it's
that.
not.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like going to be a cool...
They're in the diaper mines.
Yeah.
A cool callback to the opening, yeah. I'm sure he's fine. That guy looks fine.
Yeah.
Maria Conchita Alonso.
Yaphet Kotto, who we'll see in this opening scene, is a very large man, as Arnold Schwarzenegger looks small next to him.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking about this yesterday. Maria Conchita Alonso is definitely one of my favorite characters from Predator 2 because she was a strong female role, playing a strong female at a time you didn't really see him in action films, and we don't really know what happened to her. Sort of after Predator 2, and
Just fell off the face.
yeah, she just kind of fell off the face, and she's great.
So this is actually just shots in modern day Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And here we see Arnold with a full-on like Green Arrow goatee,
Yes.
which is the first time I can remember ever seeing him with facial hair, and it doesn't look
Yeah,
bad on him.
I think it looks pretty good. Good
Oh,
work,
yeah.
Arnold.
He's got a full beard there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that the steel girder is barely larger than his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if you're that ripped, I think you can do whatever you want with your face, and it's probably going to look
Yep.
good.
That's mostly accurate. Also, these guys all look like Hunk from Resident Evil.
They do.
No, I meant specifically there's a guy just running around in my yard. You see him?
Yeah. You notice that they're not. It looks like they're all in the same outfit, but some of them are in slightly different outfits.
Yeah.
You mean the cops or
The cops, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some kind of like fatigues versus this weird quilted thing they have going.
Sweater.
On. They're wearing like
Standard
pillowed
issue
armor.
sweater.
Yeah.
All right, back to my game of electronic battleship.
So I'd like to call everybody's attention to this 5-digit code, and you'll see coming up how many attempts the hacker makes trying to hack a 5-digit code, and how many keystrokes he takes to hack this 5-digit
Yeah, isn't
code.
it like
I think
three?
it's more of like the
no.
Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, no, it's great.
very
It's-
spotty Wi-Fi in the future.
Yeah. It's awesome.
This beer is so good. Do they have a strawberry version of this? Because that's what you said initially.
No,
And I was more excited about that, but this is still very good.
I spoke incorrectly.
You bastard.
Yeah.
You're off the show.
Well, all right. See ya.
This isn't
I'm
weird
just
at all.
nonchalantly looking. But yeah, Yaphet Kotto is huge compared
Yeah.
to Schwarzenegger.
Jesus. I feel like I've seen this nerdy bro in places too.
Yeah, he is very like I'm the nerdy white guy in
Right.
any 80s action thing.
So Ryan, you must love the soundtrack to this movie.
No. No, this entire style of music just grates on my soul.
Fun fact about Ryan: he hates '80s music.
Yes.
Oh man, I was actually jamming out of that all the way over here.
Fun fact, I love 80s music.
Yeah.
I know
You're-
I'm
you're-
in the minority.
You are in the minority.
Did he just grab him by the balls? Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Jesus.
So that is the first of many Arnold puns. Like half of his lines in this movie are just jokes.
Yes.
So like it's easy to see how he's going towards the
Like,
comedic actor of
yeah,
the early 90s.
This is how we wind up with Kindergarten Cop.
Exactly.
So when you take that many keystrokes to enter a 5-digit code, that's probably why it's not working.
Whoa.
My
Actually, I
delivery
know-
is flat.
For the non-pun dialogue with him, though, a lot of it I don't know. I thought was fairly believable and organic at times when he's talking with I forget what's the main lady's name in this movie. What's her character's name? I don't remember.
The lady.
Yeah,
Um.
we'll call her Says Guardian for now.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What's her name, Randy?
The actress's
Who?
name?
The actress's name.
In what?
Conchita lady or whatever.
Maria Conchita Alonso.
That's
there you
what
go,
it is.
Maria. Yeah.
We're bad with names here in Good Brews, Bad Views.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm still not even sure who you people are yet. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
hide
Ryan,
behind the
I wasn't
bodies.
pronouncing your last name right for the first like 20 episodes.
Yaphet Kotto is the incredibly large African American man who
Yes.
also played one of my favorite characters from Aliens, Parker.
mm.
He was fantastic in that movie as well. Not Alien, sorry, Alien.
Yep. Apparently, that movie has 2 trans characters in it.
Alien?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. They have like little like screen little read-ups about like a couple of the characters, and it's like blink and you'll miss it, like male to female transitions.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so it's like people are just noticing that now.
I must have blinked.
Huh.
Yep.
I'm running. No, Chico.
Chico was running.
So sad.
I think this is the first running we see in the Running
Yes,
Man,
this is the
actually.
first Running Man.
This Running Man does not end well for the runner.
Right.
No.
I'll be honest though, as this guy's head is about to explode, I'm much more emotionally invested in this guy than Slipknot from Suicide Squad.
That's true.
Yes.
Yes.
So something to be said about this movie is
Excellent. head
it's
explosion.
violent, but it's not like gratuitously violent. Like that guy's head exploded, but
That's about
I
the
was
worst of
expecting
it.
that is the most violent thing in this movie. People get killed and such, but it always happens off screen, or it's very much played down.
Yeah.
Or it's more of
Yeah.
like the implied violence
Yeah.
that happens.
And like the Slayers are so silly that you don't notice the violence that they're enacting upon each other.
Yeah.
But that head explosion is actually a pretty good head explosion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although it explodes from the top, not the bottom.
James, so you're calling Sub-Zero silly?
So
Yes.
Stephen E. D'Souza. Stephen D'Souza was the director of The Flintstones, our very first episode.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And
He just
your
will
30th.
not go away, will he?
No, he's also responsible for Commando and Die Hard. And Judge Dredd.
I feel like I saw
Which I began watching last night.
Nice.
Judge Dredd?
Yes.
The Stallone one?
The Stallone one?
Yeah, at like 1:15 in the morning.
Excellent.
As
That's
opposed
the appropriate time for that
So,
movie.
okay, so we're in the 80s here. So look at 80s LA compared to 90s LA from Escape from LA and Double Dragon. Like here we have like the very 80s cyberpunky skyscrapers
Yep.
as opposed to the LA's been destroyed by earthquakes of the early 90s
Right.
sci-fi.
Yeah,
so
well, that's-
it's a nice little like
I mean, this is
choice.
Blade Runner influence.
oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And the emergence
The
of,
lighting, the streets,
personal
the
home
streets here.
computers and all that stuff that was happening around the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Survey says
Yeah. Richard Dawson is amazing in this movie.
Oh, yeah, he's
yes,
great.
he is
It
great.
just dawned on me yesterday that this guy actually did The Family Feud and The Price is Right. Like I didn't think that was the real, like that they would actually go to that length, and they did.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so good, though.
he stole it half from Cuervo Jones.
And that's Dweezil Zappa.
Yes, that's
Right there.
Frank Zappa's son. Stevie is his character's name.
Never name anybody Dweezil.
I like how that's just footage from
So-
later in the movie.
So coming up here, you see a bunch of dancing girls, which this movie has more of than I've recall in very many 80 action films. And I guess the reason why is Paula Abdul actually did the choreography for this film.
Yeah. So something about this movie is I'd watched this movie for the first time about a year ago on James's couch. I don't remember a damn thing about it, like from that initial viewing, and I wasn't even like drunk or anything.
Huh.
So like that's the thing I kind of say about this movie. It's forgettable, kind of. Like there's like it's a cheesy, campy sci-fi thing, but
And there are
nothing
parts
really
that you won't forget.
sticks out
But yeah.
to
So,
me from that initial viewing.
you know,
Now, like watching it intensely for this podcast, things stick out, but.
Well, you know, the core of The Running Man was the whole being hunted for money thing. And this movie takes an incredible amount of time to get to the game show portion of Running Man, which is the core of the movie, because they want to
Right.
describe this dystopic universe,
Yeah.
which probably could have been done in a much more condensed fashion.
Yeah.
You know, let the audience use their imagination about how bad things are.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a World Gym shirt on, too. That's great.
It's leftover cigars from Predator.
I just like the guy in the back with the all the what do they call it flare, all his flare buttons going on with his little red beret.
Yeah, Zappa's son.
Dweezil rocking the flare.
He likely had to get to TGI Fridays after filming, and
Shenanigans.
Yeah. That's such a brutal insult right there.
Low
Low
foreheads.
foreheads.
Yeah.
Uninvolved.
Yeah.
Light my cigar.
Back to my cigar.
Dweezil.
I can't decide if that's an old guy
Or
or
a
a
guy
person in
really
old
bad
guy makeup.
Yeah.
it's pretty hard to tell.
Yeah.
But no, this is like the fourth movie we've done that takes place in LA. We cannot escape from this damn city.
No.
We cannot escape from LA. Well played.
Nope. We don't have enough hang gliders.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just slow moving, inexplicably held aloft hang gliders. No.
I want to know where he gets this hat from. Like,
Yeah, he's going to audition for the Village People.
Well, it's not a hard hat. That's like the hat you get at the
Okay.
baseball stadium that you get ice cream in.
Let me propose a situation here. You guys remember how the Goombas in the Mario movie looked versus actual Mario Goombas? Maybe Schwarzenegger here is like the little hard hat guys from the Mega Man games with little feet poking out, and he's the movie version.
He's
does
like
have the
a
correct
live
clothing.
action buff Fix-It Felix.
Oh God, I can fix it.
I can fix it.
It's the noise he makes anytime that Wreck-It Ralph hits him with something.
Yeah.
Right.
In flashes. A Mexican picking up white people.
That sign looks like it says jabronis on it in the spirit of Steve Cobb.
I was gonna say Steve Cuff, set designer for Running Man.
His ears burn whenever someone says that word outside of wrestling broadcasts.
Randy and I were trying to figure out what kind of car this limo is.
Yeah, it sort of has like a
A red one?
DeLorean back end, but like a crappy like Cadillac Catera front end. And if you guys remember the Cadillac Catera, which you probably
No,
don't,
we are too young.
it was Cadillac's attempt to market to the low-income-ish group of the population. And it was basically, I think, like a Chevy, I don't know, whatever Chevy garbage was around at the time with some Cadillac stuff thrown on it.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever caught old reruns of Family Feud with Richard Dawson as the host?
He kisses everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He hams it up in this movie.
Oh, yeah, he does. And that jacket of his is atrocious.
Yeah.
I like how it's 2017 and the fashion has not progressed at all in 30 years.
My favorite is the trope of the evil businessman who beats up on the janitor. You know,
Yeah.
some type of
Yep.
happens, and of course it has to happen here in a minute.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's just a nice man, just trying to make ends meet as a janitor.
Dan the nice man. I like that this security guard is just a behemoth the entire movie and never does anything.
Yo, he doesn't. Yeah.
Sven.
Yeah.
Sven Thorson.
The
his
interaction between him and Jesse the Body later on is really
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that's good.
Get him out of here.
Jesse the Body is just all around great.
Yep.
From his like giant fake ginger wig to his porn stash. I mean, it's great.
To his workout video.
His
Yeah.
workout video is awesome.
I mean, I think where a lot of that comes in is that,
It's the 80s.
well, it's the 80s, but also wrestling, like people that come out of wrestling, like The Rock and Jesse and
Those are the only real two ones that
yeah,
I've
well, I mean,
Betty White.
Cena, Betty White.
Betty White.
Betty White.
Cena,
Betty
Cena
Davis.
came out of it. Hulk Hogan came out of it.
Right.
I mean, they didn't do good movies necessarily,
No.
but they're not afraid to ham it up and really fall into a ridiculous character because I mean,
Right.
they're
because
used to doing that.
The WWF was just a bunch of ridiculous characters who hammed it up. I
Right.
think,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just flows naturally into film.
Right, so they're really able and having fun with these guys. Yeah,
Yeah, those are your brother's stockings.
Is this where the Village People tryouts are?
That jacket just looks like a black and white staticky television.
It does,
It does,
yeah.
It's like he's wearing a screen of static
Yeah,
around his
right.
body.
Ah, yes. 80s slimeball Kurt Fuller.
Yep.
This is actually his first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he
Really?
had a bunch
Well,
of TV roles before this.
He was
And then
typecast.
after this, he would go to
He's
be
just- he's just
the
typecast as-
slimeball in
Oh.
Ghostbusters 2.
in
Oh yeah,
everything.
he's just the government quisling.
Right.
Camera?
No, yeah, right. Ooh, look at that. Look at all this technology, you guys. They had Bowflexes back then?
yes,
Yes, I am ready for pain.
I like
Jesse.
the cuts of him like coming
Yeah,
from one
just-
side and coming in from the
That's ridiculous in the best ways.
I am ready for Captain
I
Freedom.
appreciate I appreciate like the grainy film that's like
Yeah.
for the commercials.
yeah,
They point him out as we were talking about this yesterday, as the 10-time national champion, but they never say of what.
Yeah.
Like he's just the 10-time national champion.
He's
His name
just
is Captain Freedom. He's
Right.
the champion of freedom.
of all
he's just-
things.
she's also looking like she's doing her sit-ups in lingerie right
Right.
now.
She also is doing sit-ups on a Bowflex, but I guess whatever.
His standard issue porn stash.
Yeah,
I think she is working out in lingerie.
yeah.
Jesus.
Why did he get naked?
He had to shave off his porn
He had to
stash.
shave
Oh,
his,
it's true,
Shave
yeah.
his beard, get a shower.
He wants to look less like a lumberjack, I guess.
So this
Going
is
to DeVry University?
yeah. So this is a story beat that they just never touch on again. That his brother was taken away by the state, and he's just like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
well, guess he's gone.
Okay, bye.
See you, Edward.
He's like,
Or that she's a
that
musician?
sucks. I guess he's re-educated now.
Yep.
I, having, again, really, I guess, watching this movie for the first time just last week in its entirety, I expected the brother thing to come back at the end and discover that Sven was his brother, and he knew it the whole time and just didn't say it.
Or that his brother was a stalker or something
Right,
like
that
that.
would have
yeah.
been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie lacks many of that would have been cool elements at the end.
Or that was his brother.
The best part is when he leaves the
I know,
frame.
but because he doesn't just walk away, he like does like a whiplash type of effect to get off the screen. Ah!
Charlie Sheen?
I love the hate boat in the back. It's,
hate
it's
boat.
a
Yeah, the
bladed-
other
it's a
show
bladed
posters are
catamaran.
great.
They really could have done a lot with the RoboCop fake commercials here, and I wish
Yeah.
they would have, because that's some of the most memorable stuff to me of RoboCop.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah.
Or just the car alarm that electrocutes the guy that breaks into it.
Yep.
The pinky out is really adding to that.
That's a great little line.
Yeah, it is.
Unreliable suicide pact.
Yeah. Now we have more man running.
Or the $6 million man.
I can't do that sound effect well, so I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah, he's beautiful, boss.
Who points like that?
With two
Both
fingers? I'm so important I can use both fingers.
He wanted to get all 3 TVs, I guess.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thumb and all two fingers.
So the shirt, the guy behind him, looks like a color TV static
Yep.
screen. Which means if you took that shirt and combined it with the jacket, you'd have just... It might cause a
Just
vortex
disconnected
from which you
television.
never
Yep.
recover.
The guy
Pinky
behind,
out.
over his left shoulder just looks like, or his right shoulder just looks like sleazy Pete Hornberger.
Get me the president's agent.
The president's
Hornberger.
agent.
I like that the operator can just connect you directly to the president's agent.
Yeah, it's the 80s. They're
In
still
the
or excuse me, it's the 2017s. They're still operators.
Yeah.
We bring you all you need in life.
Yeah.
We'll help you find your next ex-wife.
I'm going to stab you with a knife.
Like, okay, so this is a point I think you're talking about, Ryan, where these are actually well delivered lines
Yeah.
right there.
And a couple times when they're walking through the airport later too, I was like, okay.
I like that she
different.
just has a stack of bills hidden with her secret music
Yeah.
tapes. I mean, because that's where I hide my money, in my Janet Jackson tapes in my closet.
Right. You're ever gonna give those back, by the way?
No, I was going to keep that along with the REO
Ahaha.
Speedwagon CD you let me mess with.
So, maybe,
Sorry. There are some like with the whole like Sakamoni. There's some other sci-fi stuff where like paper currency is like illegal or no longer. I want to say it's a William Gibson thing, like actual like physical money is like not legal tender anymore.
There was one, I can't remember what it was. A guy pays with a dollar bill, and he pays a guy who happens to be a member of the resistance at the time, and that was some kind of resistance signal.
Yeah.
So he gets co-opted in against the bad guys, and I'm trying to remember what
Yeah,
that
it's
was.
just I'm blanking on what exactly it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smug ass face.
And maybe you guys can help me remember. I was trying to tell James about it yesterday. There's a movie with Emilio Estevez and Rick and Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger?
Yeah, that takes place in a future, and I think John Leguizamo's in it too. That is
What?
sort of like a Running Man, where they change bodies. And it's
What?
Yeah,
What?
This
This sounds like a fever dream you had.
No, I promise you, it's a movie. Mick Jagger's the head of security that hunts down these runners.
I need to get to the bottom of this. I'll be
Yeah.
right
This
back.
is like a futuristic
It is.
Les
It takes,
Miserables?
place, it takes place in the future, and people can change. They can transport their brains into other people's bodies,
Huh.
and then go on the run. And there's like a Running Man style contest to hunt people down. So when I mentioned the outfits earlier, this is actually we think Arnold's first attempt at what he will later be wearing in Twins.
Yeah.
It's the exact same.
It
It's
might
the
be the
exact same outfit.
Yeah.
Completely. just head to toe.
Like this was a screen test for Twins.
you can totally tell why they picked him to be an actor, though. The guy's handsome. He's got a great smile. He has fun with his characters.
Oh yeah.
The
Like,
those sunglasses were a very nice touch. Like it's really like hard to tell it's Arnold from that angle and from that lighting. You're like, maybe. But
yeah.
And Ryan, if you get to that bottom of that movie and want to do it as an episode, I will come back sometime.
Perfect.
Because it is an absolutely amazing movie.
So I don't know if we missed it yet, but Arnold threatens to snap her neck like a bird's or
Like a
something.
chicken.
Yes, he does. He
Yeah.
does.
Like a
He
chicken.
already did that.
Did we, so we missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so notice where his hand is right now, where it's placed.
Yeah.
And that's where his hand is when he makes the threat. At the end of the movie, he puts his hand in the same spot, and I'm like, well, that'd be a dark twist. As the credits roll, just
I like how she like fisted him in the junk, and he's just like, ooh,
he just
doesn't
shrugged
even
it off.
like bend over.
No.
Now he just shrugs it off.
He's the running man.
It's
Well,
the
now
Commando
he is the
B-roll
running man.
footage.
he's running, man.
The white pants are a great touch here.
Yep.
I don't know where he's hoping to outrun like armored vehicles across a flat tarmac, but
He also falls down before this net gets him.
Yeah.
All right, Randy. Here's Emilio Estevez's filmography. Figure this out.
All right, I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
where
didn't
he.
notice his bloody elbow, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was a good touch.
Yeah.
It's amazing how she immediately regrets it.
Yeah. Musician narc.
Yeah. Sit in this closet.
Oh snap! It's called Free Jack.
Free Jack. All
And
right.
it was filmed in 1992. The brief description is bounty hunters from the future transport a doomed race car driver to New York in 2009, where his mind will be replaced with that of a dead billionaire.
Okay.
That's incredible.
It's fantastic.
Ooh, Dawson for the win.
Yeah.
My shoulder pads came up with that joke.
So, was it a big deal, you think, when this movie came out that Dawson dropped F-bombs in this movie?
I'm sure it was. I mean,
I don't know if
probably.
he was still in Family Feud at the time.
I'm not sure either.
But
like,
that's probably what he was known for,
there's
right?
no-
Just family
I mean,
TV.
Family TV. I mean, this would be like
Which
Pat,
makes-
like Pat Sajak getting on a futuristic movie and dropping F-bombs.
I can see him doing that because
Or
apparently
Alex
he's
Trebek.
drunk whenever he does Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, he seemed to be a little rougher around the edges than say like Pat Sajak or Alex Trebek. I mean,
Yeah, Alex Trebek dropping F-bombs. Now that would be shocking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the first time you hear Morgan Freeman swear.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking about this beer?
It's almost gone and it's great.
it's quite refreshing. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it's super
a
good.
summer beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Something you wanna-
it's a good beer to have when it's very humid outside. The
Right.
salt, I think.
or after you did something like mow the yard, or I mean, it's,
Perfect,
it's-
yeah.
it's very refreshing.
Yeah, and I'm putting it near Critterless territory. Not quite, but very near. This is
Yeah.
good. I like this a lot. Good pick, James.
It's not
Thank
as
you.
sweet as Critterless, so that mango added the sweetness to it. But I'm kind of really congested right now, so I can't give you aroma factoids about it.
I'm too low class to know what an aroma and a beer has to do with each other.
We know. We brought you on anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Did
I showed up with for those listening. I showed up with Bud Light, thinking that was good brews. I was side eyed the entire
You
way down the
purposely
stairs.
you purposely did that so you could say you were sided by me.
That's entrapment.
Look,
that
even
is?
Arnold was mad at you right there. He has this one pair of skivvies.
Yep.
Right.
That guy looks disturbingly like Chris Pine.
Oh yeah.
He does.
he does.
Star Trek.
I think that's interesting how they like jack them up with anti-steroids to make them like weak as hell for running.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what barium will do to you if it's injected to you. I assume it would just like mess your shit up.
well, I think barium when they put them into you is for
Well,
for imaging purposes.
Yeah, it's
usually,
because
right?
you can track it through. Like I had to drink barium when I had surgery. It was
Yeah.
exceptionally tasty.
Oh God.
This is horrifying, and I remember seeing this when I saw it on VHS for the first time. I love the drill. Like it's just a drill. It's not even an injection. It's just a power drill in your arm.
That angle and that lighting where his mouth, it makes him look really inhuman with his mouth open that much and his eyes.
Evil Chris Pine with his white suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
This must have been a really uncomfortable scene to film right here, actually.
Right.
And
You
I
mean
hope
you don't
you
like
like
being
this.
stripped down to your under and sprayed with fire hoses?
No.
Or, excuse me, fire extinguishers?
And I hope you like this jingle and music in the background, audience, because
Yeah.
you're going to hear it through the whole film.
It's got to be from another film too. It's so familiar to me.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's so
this
it's so
movie or-
non-generic.
Yeah.
So
Dawson's always somehow on the background in this movie too. He gets more screen time than Arnold does, I think,
probably
for the first half of the movie at least.
yeah.
That's actually a modern haircut on the newscaster.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You threw some eye makeup on her. You just have David Bowie.
You would. Speaking of which, did you see?
Oh my gosh, that Gillian Anderson.
Gillian Anderson as,
Pretty amazing.
as David
Yeah.
Bowie.
Said that to one of my best friends. She's like, I need to start watching the show now.
Oh, it's great.
So going back to this beer for a quick second, what would you guys guess is the ABV of this?
It's like 7.
7, you say?
Yeah.
Ryan.
What would I guess?
Yeah.
5.
5. Randy.
Yeah, about 5.5.
8.3.
Oh wow.
Well,
Did-
I'm more interested now.
Yeah, did not anticipate this.
I'm
So
more interested in
this is
climbing
the
for
first-
dollars and how it works.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the first Imperial Sour Ale we've had, which Imperial originates from when England shipped over beer to Russia, and they made it super strong because the Russians like strong beer. So
Okay.
Imperial Stouts being
So
the
I'm
thing.
about to experience a moment of personal pain here with this court-appointed attorney.
with this. Oh, because we're in a Prince music video now.
No. This is some Paula Abdul's finest right here.
Well, yeah, but just I don't know. The dancing reminds me a little bit of Prince.
I just didn't realize there was this much choreography required in a film about hunting people down for money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think this movie had about a $27 million budget and made 38 worldwide. So it's not a success
So I'd just like to
by
point out,
today's
too,
standards, I
that
suppose.
in every movie film between the 80s and 90s, any gambling scene involves a group of people angrily shouting at a guy with a chalkboard.
Yeah.
So at no point in time can you figure out actually how bets are placed.
Right.
You hand money, they give you a ticket.
Or how people get paid out if they win. But
Right.
every gambling scene you will see from the 80s and 90s movie is a bunch of people shouting at a chalkboard.
Right. With one guy that's just running the whole
Yep.
thing. Right?
Usually a sleazy guy wearing an outfit that looks like it was made of, I don't know, your mother's couch.
Right. So is the implication that this person has a photographic memory for everyone that hands him a bet?
I guess so.
Pretty
but
much.
It's crazy.
This movie also hangs out in the vein of Commando and other Arnold movies where his opponent is just a fatter version of what he actually is. No one actually is anywhere near in shape as he is. Although I will say that Jesse the Body is pretty close.
Right.
I mean, that guy's not weak, but he's
Well, no,
not in
he-
Arnold
No,
shape.
he's fat strong.
Well, that's the thing, though. So there's bodybuilder physique, and then there's like
Strongman.
strongman physique.
Right.
Arnold
Yeah.
has the bodybuilder physique, while Buzzsaw has the strongman.
Yeah.
All he's missing is the unitard and the 1920s handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like if you've seen the guy who plays the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Oh, Thor?
Yeah, Thor. Thor, I think it's not Thor Odinson. It's
No.
something like that.
Yeah.
But his physique is much similar to Buzzsaw's
Oh, yeah.
than it is to Arnold's.
Have you ever read about what that guy eats in a day? It's
absurd.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
And have you seen him next to some of the other like bodybuilders from Iceland also, where he's a head shorter than all of they are?
That's crazy.
Iceland makes gigantic people.
This dancing is still going on, isn't
No,
it?
I mean it's
Like,
and
it's still happening.
It's not it. I mean, there's an incredible amount of dancing in this
Well,
movie.
if you're gonna have Paul Abdul choreograph a dance scene, you're gonna have
And-
as much of that dance scene as you can.
Right, and this is not at a time when Paula Abdul's services came cheap.
No,
I mean,
exactly. That's
she
what I
was,
was
This is
saying.
the height of her popularity and fame. I mean, this is straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Time,
Yeah.
So
or are you just having fun?
this is a weird scene where her friend is talking about Ben Richards, and she just keeps getting like
Yeah.
happier and happier face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is the scene that actually pains me at a very personal level.
It's just legal, just garbage.
Yeah, he
He's
basically just
spouting off
strings
here.
together things like soup du jour and ad hoc and ex post facto into whatever's supposed to be legal language. I don't. It's
Yeah.
painful. And then it follows that up with a rape fantasy.
Oh yeah, she is super into that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That got
Not
that
suggestive at all with that cigarette just then.
Got, that got
Yep.
uncomfortable there.
Freud is just sweating
And the
bullets
tongue.
in his grave.
Yep. So something I didn't notice about the Paula Abdul dancers
Yes.
is that
And then here's more dancing going on.
So if you look, because of the shiny, smaller outfit on there, when there's
The
darkness
silver
with
over
a little
the
bit,
blue?
silver,
Okay.
when there's darkness but with a little bit of light, it looks like the dancers are only wearing the silver portion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's a very suggestive outfit, is why they went for it. I thought it was just kind of like being silly '80s outfit, but there's a reason for it.
He's kind of a little man, isn't he?
He's so good in this.
Oh
role,
yeah, he's
though.
great.
Yeah.
He's great.
well, he's just it's just him being a game show host.
Yeah. But he plays like the smarmy part of it so well
Right.
too, which makes you wonder if he just was a smarmy guy.
Yeah.
But
So speaking of game shows, did you guys ever have a favorite game show, or do you still watch game shows? Like I watch Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy if it's
Yeah,
on while
but-
I'm eating dinner.
Both those are, pretty good game shows.
yeah, I'd watch the same. I watched a lot of Price is Right, both mostly the Bob Barker version growing up.
I liked the I can't remember the name of it, but the No Whammy game show.
Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck.
Yeah.
Until that jerk
No whammy,
figured
no
out
whammy,
the
no whammy, no whammy,
algorithms,
stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they ruined it. Although that guy they took all of his money away, which is crap. Just because he figured out your trick doesn't mean that you cheated.
Right.
It's like the equivalent of counting cards, I suppose. Did you guys ever watch Supermarket Sweep, where it was
Yes.
like go through the grocery store?
Yeah.
that
Oh, that was wonderful. I always wanted to do that.
In that vein, I'm oftentimes forced to watch, because my girlfriend loves it, that Guy Fieri's supermarket games.
Oh, this is great here
no.
with the document.
Yeah.
This gag is like a mile away. You can see that.
Oh yeah. The face on that guy though.
But yeah, every other line out of Schwarzenegger's mouth is just some quip.
Yep.
You think he was in a Marvel movie?
Oh, Mrs. McCardle.
Mrs. McCardle's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's going to return with a vengeance.
Yes.
That's the callback to him always kissing people in the
Yes,
Family
it is.
Feud. The reverb on his mic is weird.
Right here, yeah. I wonder if it happened when they cleaned up the movie. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It's this helicopter.
Well,
From King Kong.
what would have been great, but it doesn't make sense chronologically. If Dawson had said to the announcer, "Get to the chopper."
Yeah.
There's the video.
Well, he does. Well, coming up here, he does. I'll be back.
That's
Yeah,
right.
He does.
Because this is after Terminator.
A couple years.
Yeah.
He's
Four?
the people that actually fired on this crowd were terrible shots. There were 1,500 people in a single intersection, and they only managed to take out 60.
I was like,
Right.
really?
And they have high explosive rockets, too.
Yeah.
It's not...
Right.
And yeah,
and miniguns.
Is
So
that Peter Sellers as the co-pilot in that helicopter? The guy who plays who plays RoboCop? That's Peter Sellers.
Peter Weller.
Peter Weller.
Yeah.
Like the guy sitting next to Arnold looked like Peter Weller.
He did a little bit. I don't think it's him though.
Yeah.
So maybe all the kills that they got were not by direct fire, but by the shells falling out of the helicopter, just hitting people in the head.
yeah.
Just hot brass. Hot brass kills.
Man, luckily they had all these cameras on the street.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
kidding. Oh, it's
It's
the
a good
butcher.
shot right there.
Yeah, the lighting is great.
Yep.
Oh, Baker failed. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.
His accomplices, the candlestick maker and the baker.
I like how when he walks by that lady,
Yeah,
just
she's like, "Here's my veg."
Here's my leg in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dancers are weird in this. Well, the dancers are weird in general,
Right.
but they're extra weird here,
Shot with a makeup gun.
which also includes being extra weird about this upcoming scene
Right.
where they just strip him.
Straight stripping, dog.
Yeah.
1990s Aquaman costume
Heck yeah. Yellow and gray quilted spandex.
by Adidas.
Yeah, I do like the Adidas logo on there. It's little touches like that add to a lot of the dystopian stuff that they did in the 80s. It seemed like they were really... this whole thing. We're what?
Product
a
placement
half
crazy.
hour or 40 minutes into The Running Man, and we actually
Yeah,
haven't
about
seen any
30
Running
minutes.
Man
Right.
stuff?
Yeah.
It's like we talked about earlier. It takes an incredibly long time to get to him running.
Right.
It's like he has a 45-minute warm-up for the Running Man.
Well, I think by this point in the 80s, they kind of have established like what are the tropes they're going to satire on. Like they have like the Ultra Capital things that you first saw. Well, you first saw it in Blade Runner. Like all the you had Cuisinart, you had Coca-Cola and Atari, and then here you have Adidas, and then Wayne's World is the whole like obnoxious product placement scene where they're going just from like Reebok to Doritos to Pepsi, and like obviously making fun of like the product placement. So
Yeah, I think they just do I appreciate the level of work they do put into establishing that like the things that you are familiar with exist in this world. And it makes it feel more real in some ways.
yeah, man, we should see if we can get those suits.
Yeah.
The Running Man logos in the back are great right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing that cracks me up about this, too, is this ride he's about to go on is incredibly long and seems to go in just one giant circle. So,
Yes.
This is the only part that I would like to do myself.
Yeah,
is
no,
this.
it looks thrilling. I would love to do it. I'd like a little safer ending than what they have, though.
Right.
Yeah, the
And
random
just,
little rocket.
Like being
wherever.
catapulted into a canvas net. No, it's not a safe
The
stopping
canvas
way.
net at the Gothic asshole.
Yeah.
Did you say Gothic Castle?
Yeah. Well, watch. The second he lands, he's immediately harangued by an army of leather
They
daddies.
do not look comfortable.
And why is he comfortable and they look like
They're
just
like, oh my
miserable?
god.
Well, they're held vertically in the same stupid thing. That can't be the way it's supposed to be. Clandestine.
Their elbow organization in the future.
Yes. So that's a little bit of a callback right there to the actual book, in that it is a timed deal. Because what was, you had to survive 30 days?
Yeah, so the goal was to survive 30 days, and what you had to do is he had to mail in a filmed video footage of himself daily. I think it was 2 times a day. And the rules were they weren't tracked, but of course they tracked him. And one of the edges he got is he actually met up with a criminal who gave him these like non-trackable mailing labels. So it kind of gave him an edge on being able to mail his stuff in. So
because the world was a police state.
yeah,
not just
right.
the United States.
Yeah, and you actually got paid. You got paid $100 a day you survived, plus
Ooh,
$100 for anybody you killed while you were away. Agents like they were hunting you.
Yeah.
I'll be
And then
back.
after 30 days, you...
Yeah, basically you just got like the prize.
That was
Yeah.
another exchange that Dawson wins.
Yep.
Yep.
Only in a rerun.
And the other deal with it was that if you went through any airports or anywhere like that, it would...
Yeah, they would track you. Yeah.
Flashbacks to Batman Forever.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you're
It's
gonna
also
see
a
about
super fast version of the Goomba chase down the.
what this just feels
Yeah.
like. This feels like a 10-minute ride to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They show it so much.
There's so many different angles.
At least it's shot well, though. I mean, this is really cool. It
Yeah,
looks
it-
cool.
Yeah. You can tell why they wanted to pick up on
And I just want that guy's job, who apparently you
but-
monitor one section of the pipeline. That's your job.
Yep, they're going.
Yep.
Yeah, they
But
went.
still, like,
okay,
there's
cool.
so many same shots that you see in the Batman Forever like scene like this.
Yeah.
When he shoots down the thing,
Right.
or shoots down the tube, and we'll get to it in a while. But there are Batman and Robin scenes in this movie.
Oh boy.
Well, knowing Joel Schumacher, he probably looks on this movie as like a
Like
pinnacle of
prestige film.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to be catapulted into a leather daddy dystopian future, this
Yep.
is absolutely it for you.
What the hell is she wearing for earrings?
Well, it's the future, you know. It's got to be something completely ridiculous.
It looks like just old gum wrappers just stapled to her freaking head.
Yeah, it does look like a piece
Yeah.
of like hammered aluminum with just somebody like hot glued a big
Ooh,
black
a floppy
rock on it.
disk. We need futuristic earrings. Give me some Wrigley's wrappers.
right. And a
And a
black
high
jelly
collar.
bean. Back to the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
this
going.
this ride is still going on.
Ah!
God, a little whiplash from that.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if Tobias Bluth was down here.
Edith Wiggins. That's a great name.
These callbacks to the actual game show are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This is not a good movie, but it's a really fun movie.
Yep.
It knows what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
It embraces it. It doesn't go. I mean, it goes ridiculous about 45 minutes in. I wish it was more silly from the get go,
Okay.
because it tries to play it more serious up until
The
All right.
Here's your betting board.
We're
Randy.
about to see a bunch of people shouting at a chalkboard.
a guy with a fedora exchanging money for paper.
Yeah.
Cinema has never and will never top the best betting board in history, which is that in Cabin in the Woods.
And I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Oh,
well,
gosh,
see,
yep.
that one had some kind of organization.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Those
but
are
I'm
my
pretty sure you
white-collar
see.
workers.
I'm pretty sure you see shouting at a chalkboard all the way up through the latest Rambo film.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Isn't that where he's fighting the cobras in the pit or something? He's doing something.
Yeah.
And there's shouting at a chalkboard. That apparently is how you gamble.
Right.
Not just Sub-Zero, mind you. Professor Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Oh,
yeah.
Professor Sub-Zero is coming.
There was
up
a
here.
professor in the opening credits, and I'm like, what?
To me,
Science
just
did not
putting an
work out for
incredibly
you.
large Asian man in a goalie uniform and on ice is about the least effective killer concept you could come up with.
Well, the guy's acting name on IMDb is listed as like Professor Tanaka something or other.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Is he a professor of designing large metal cod pieces? I mean,
Well, if so, he's not doing a great job.
Like I said, academia did not work out for him.
Oh, and a plasma ball.
see,
Nice.
I pointed that out earlier. As a child of the 90s, that was like the future. If you could go into Spencer Gifts and afford the $100
I'm
for a
obsessed
plasma ball,
Oh, yeah.
you were
Obsessed
living
over
in the
them.
Jetsons universe.
All right, fun science experiment for the listeners. If you do own a plasma ball, put a piece of aluminum foil, a large piece of aluminum foil, maybe a hemisphere's worth on top of it, and you can then take a penny or other metal object and get close to it and create an arc, a continuous arc the whole time. So you could put like a piece of paper between that arc, and you can burn like lettering into paper, or you can convince someone to touch it and it'll zap them. It's great. I practiced on my younger brother Kyle, who was not going to listen to this show, but thanks, Kyle.
Yeah. If you're a child, please do not do that.
Whatever. If you're a child, don't listen to this podcast.
Yes.
A lot of sweaty men.
Yeah, and if you're a parent, why is your child listening to this podcast?
I got to tell you, that mock turtleneck and that sky blue jacket on Jesse is fantastic.
You know what he looks like there? He looks like super buff Carrie Elwes
He does.
from Princess Bride
Yeah,
and
he
Saw
does.
and Liar Liar.
I do like this pan from like
Yeah,
the
that's
outside
good.
into
Yeah, it's
the
cool.
continuous shot.
Oh, I thought you were commenting on the contents of my kitchen, but all right, whatever.
No.
So the question came up. We were like, yeah, it's convenient that they just happen to end up in an ice rink. But what you have to realize they're doing here, too, is the motorcycles are actually herding them towards
Yeah.
the
Right.
zone where the bosses will be. Because that wasn't evident at first. You're just like, it seemed kind of silly. But the motorcycles are telling,
Right.
telling where
Yeah.
they need to go.
The Sub-Zero is spelled with 2 Z's. It's Sub-Zero. Z-U-B-Z.
Sub-Zero? It's cold.
I'm having visions in the future. So we're getting the neon lights over here. Arnold's making cold puns.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
We're in a hockey arena.
Men and cameras.
Men and cameras.
Oh, no.
Wait, now there's no men
There's
there.
no men there.
But there were.
They're
That
men
was-
shaped.
There were leg shapes in those cameras.
Yes.
The net trap is ridiculous in this scene.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just silly.
Yep. Thanks, Arnold.
Yep. So yeah, here's the hockey goons.
Right.
Yep.
The connection to Batman and Robin is starting to freak
Yeah.
me out a little, Max.
Yep.
I'm not okay with this.
We are doing Batman and Robin in the future. We have a guest lined up for it. He'll
Yeah.
be a returning guest.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, no.
Has anybody actually tried to run on? I mean, I know we all live up in Detroit, but has anybody actually tried to run on flat ice? And would you be more mobile than a very large hockey goalie?
So,
It just seems like a bad choice for a killer to me.
oh,
That's
yeah. So up at Michigan Tech, they have a game called Broom Ball, which
yes.
is it's like hockey.
But use
You
brooms.
don't wear skates, and you have brooms as opposed to
And a
hockey
ball.
sticks.
Yes, and a ball.
And the brooms have to be certain. There's
Dimensional
regulations
constraints.
on like the size of the brooms.
I
what you
play,
can
it's
do.
a lot of fun.
Yep. My friend chipped the tooth playing it.
Nice.
So, but you take a couple steps and then you fall.
Okay.
You can move. I mean, you can move around if you're careful.
It depends on how fast you try to move.
You have to make yourself slide, is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, first question: why doesn't it explode when he hits it?
See, I asked that. That's just it arms it, right?
It's the time
Oh,
mine.
so
it-
it needs
it arms it when
it's
he
a
hits
double
it.
tap. Okay,
All right. Yeah. So it hits the second thing that impacts.
gotcha.
Like you were saying, James, the net trap is quite nice.
It's
Yes.
hilarious. And I'm sorry, there's no way someone on ice skates is going to sneak up on you. It's not like that's.
I know.
It's
I mean,
not
it's
a
just a-
stealthy
And it's well lit
transportation.
enough in here where you could see the guy at all times.
Yeah.
And it just seems like being on the opposite side of whatever wall he is on would be the safest way.
Right.
So, are we going to say that the hockey stick is another use of a naginata within this podcast? Of both
no.
TMNT3, Double Dragon, and Running Man?
No,
Okay.
I'm not going to allow it.
All right.
If the blade was straight, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is...
This is
He
good.
should have been cut in half.
Yeah. Well, the idea of what's happening here is just brutal.
Oh, yeah.
But that I mean, this
Well,
speaks
like,
to
it's like I was saying before.
Yeah,
There's like
if-
these brutal kills,
Right.
but they aren't shown brutally.
yeah. Most of the time nowadays, had that same thing happened in a different movie, that would have been super
Plasma
gory.
fountain.
Oh, yeah, the head would have come right off. There would have been the scene where if you didn't see the head come off, you would have seen the head roll down the ice.
Right.
Yeah. And there with the red lighting, you couldn't really distinguish the blood that much.
Yeah, and again, I'm not necessarily just against all gore, but in general, it shouldn't be the centerpiece of everything in your movie.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
That's the
Yeah.
dumbest thing
insult.
ever.
Plain 0-calorie yogurt. It's so bad.
I groaned involuntarily when I heard that.
Like how he missed the first time with the high five or the
They
low
had to make
five.
the noise.
Yeah. he's got a super like marsupial-y kind of face to me. Richard
got little
Dawson.
hands.
Yeah.
You're saying kind of looks like Timon?
Yeah.
It does kind of look like Timon.
Yeah. So stupid.
Decapitates him.
So the kind of inconsistency I find here is they always talk about and they advertise that 3 guys actually made it through the Running Man.
Yeah.
But when the first stalker dies, apparently it's such a big deal that the Justice Department kind of lights him up for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe
Well, they probably just evaded him.
Yeah.
Evaded them. Or knocked them out, maybe.
Because you,
Right.
you have to get through 400
Four
blocks,
zones.
just 4 zones. So you don't necessarily have to
in
kill the
3
guy.
hours.
You just
Yeah.
have to escape.
Yeah,
him.
so
Okay.
Sub-Zero is probably stuck in his hockey arena.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
he can't walk. I mean, have you tried walking on 9 ice with skates on?
Oh,
You can
no,
like, it's like Ryan walking right now with his limp ankle.
Yeah. I got a boo-boo.
I do like the
Gilligan's Island call,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that he has to try to explain it to this guy who
Yeah.
clearly doesn't get
What
it.
with the boat?
Wait, hate boat?
Yeah.
No, the other one.
I do like the reference to Gilligan's Island as the one with the boat because the whole joke of that show is that they don't have a boat.
Yeah.
Wow. Leon is just the quintessential, just 80s nerd.
Yeah.
Man, I love that he's got the
Is this a
glitter-
Viagra commercial?
Oh gosh.
his glitter yellow undershirt is fantastic.
it's
though.
bad.
Yeah.
And sleepy. Nope.
His face there. Ah! I didn't know you could do 2. If this was a modern movie, they would have made a threesome joke there.
All right.
Yep.
This guy's just horrifying.
Yeah.
Dude, buzzsaw.
Constipated.
Yeah.
This is
Holy
what happens
Christ.
to Guy Fieri in the future.
Right.
Yep.
There's no more
cut through a
dives.
roast.
He just reminds me of a fat chainsaw wielding Roy Batty.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Returns.
Guy's gone crazy because he's gone to all of the dine-ins, drivers, and dives there are. And there's
Right.
nothing left for him to do.
Have you guys watched the video of Guy Fieri eating to Johnny Cash covering Nine Inch Nails' Hurt?
Yes.
Wow.
There is no other video that will get you on a diet quicker.
This is where the movie really jumps the shark. Is with this guy.
The actor playing Dynamo, I can't recall his name on top of my head. He is a classically trained opera singer.
Is he actually?
He is
So
not.
this
He's
is
a
actually
classically
him
trained-
singing?
Yeah, that is him actually singing.
It's like they didn't even try with his costume. I mean, it's just Christmas lights and a plastic vest.
Which is the quip that Arnold makes later on. So it's almost self-referential at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I thought he said we had sharks. I was like, I missed the sharks?
Yeah.
Other
It's
than
the
one we
water
jumped?
zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hold my cats like that sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say.
Yeah.
He's holding her up like she's an angry pair of pants. Just, She's got a cool voice.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. The fact that he has a fill is awesome too. Like the callback to the studio guy.
Remember, there's a Resistance,
Yeah.
a plot that was dropped like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, too real.
Times 3 have ever been in a year.
Time for an alternative fact dump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Matt,
Yeah.
wait. I thought he
Face
was
radio.
Yeah, no kidding. I thought he was the Butcher of Bakersfield. How many nicknames does he have in this movie?
Several.
Yeah.
It's like The Rock. He's the people's champ. He's the Rama Bull.
Yeah.
He's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. So you need at least 3.
Yes. Apparently, the Baywatch movie is horrific. So
I can't wait to
Look
see
forward to that one, folks.
Yep. I cannot wait to see that movie. I know it's going to be trash, but I just can't wait.
And you're still going to go see it in theaters.
Probably. Relays, transistors.
Tech babble.
They might have a capacitor in there.
Yeah.
Flux capacitor flexing.
Well, I'm going to listen to the giant black guy, so I'm going to go that way. I actually kind of like that.
Well, jam the network, jam it up your ass. Those were good lines.
No,
No.
I think Ryan, you're referring to like the other people being like, "No, Arnold, we're doing this now.
Exactly, yeah.
Come
And
along."
he's like, all right, fine. She's running almost as terribly as Jean-Claude Van Damme in Cyborg. Is this how you run? Is this how people run?
Lift those knees. Lift those knees.
There's a callback to that billboard later in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well I'd run if I was being chased by leather daddies
It's true.
with machetes.
Hey, it's Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. I like his hair.
Yeah, I was going to say hair designed by Tim Burton, apparently.
Hair designed by Pepe Le Pew.
What does it all mean? So many bad puns.
Well, I guess he said, and you'll be underground.
Yeah,
I
but
thought-
I'll blink your ass and you'll be underground.
I
So
thought-
he's going to anally penetrate someone to the point where it kills them?
And puts them underground. That's a lot of pressure.
I thought at first it was on the ground as a joke. Why
Oh, wait,
would-
it is Amber.
Yeah.
I can't. That's what the
She's
script
almost
says.
too cool for this movie.
Yeah.
She's watch Predator 2 again and see how bad.
I haven't seen that in so freaking
She's
long.
Yeah.
awesome in Predator 2.
Long time.
I love that threat.
Like she's one of my favorite.
It shouldn't be funny, but it really is to me. Now they think I'm your girlfriend. It's like, oh, there's a camera right there. I'll solve that. I'll strangle you for the home audience.
Yeah, that's great.
GBBV does not support violence against women.
No, but the fact that he adds home audience, I think,
Right,
is,
right.
what, is
Yeah.
what makes that funny.
Fucking buzzsaw.
Yeah,
Because they're so ratings crazy and such that.
yeah.
What?
Apparently, he has an adamantium chainsaw.
Well, they
Right.
said it's like
Durasteel,
triple-plated
Durasteel, some
Yeah.
crap you'd find in a Gamma World sorts book.
Yeah.
Yep. Teflon coated.
Yeah.
Or some bullcrap.
It's
I
got
do like how he
electrolytes.
has multiple chainsaws.
Buzzsaws.
Buzzsaws, whatever. And I do like the Space Mutiny tier level of Moon Rover that Dynamo is driving.
And watch in a second how tragically bad of a driver he is, combined with some really terrible decision making. Like the heroes don't defeat him; he just defeats himself.
Right.
Yeah.
If anything, that's more entertaining.
Yeah,
I had goofy toys from Disney World that are made of the same material as his mohawk right there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
The little
that
LED
molded
strings.
polypropylene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's no Yondu.
No.
I'm
I
the
like
only
how his
one.
name is literally White.
I'm the only one that can handle this. Don't you see the glasses?
Yeah.
What should we call this white guy? I don't know. White.
I didn't realize that she actually was yelling in Spanish when they were running in that scene. too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't subtitle the Spanish parts.
Let's call him Dexter Blanco. They walk into a haunted house.
Oh god, we wandered into a Zack Snyder film.
Oh,
Yeah. Blue filter time.
that sucks about his daughter,
so at
man.
this
Yeah,
point in time, if you had,
We wanted him off those movies, but not like this.
No, right.
here we go.
Ah!
I like it, that scene where they have all the noises going and everything like that.
It's very ominous.
Yeah.
See there, you saw Yaphet Kotto get hit by a chainsaw, but you don't really know where, other than like somewhere in the midsection.
Yeah.
That guy looks insane. It's awesome.
Now, Buzzsaw's actually feels like even though he's the most kind of like
Jokey.
jokey. Well, I mean,
Well,
Dynamo's worse. Dynamo is the worst.
Yeah.
But
Well, he has chainsaws, so
Yeah.
he feels like the biggest threat.
yeah.
Because we haven't seen yet what Dynamo actually really does. Well, we see him that he shoots lightning. But
Chainsaws and bolas.
Yeah. So he's basically just I can't think of his name right now. Wee, yeah. Wee.
So the
Can't
interesting thing
think of
about those
who from
bolas
what.
is apparently the weighted balls on the end don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's the gravity hook or whatever, that links
Well,
you up.
bowls, like the weight in the bowls are like the weight in that net. They kind of just throw you off balance.
Whee! Yahoo!
But yep, this would kill you.
Yeah, you'd be in
Yep.
poor shape right now.
Just a bunch of hamburger.
I was gonna say you'd look like someone was driving down the road with just a carpet made of hamburger flapping.
The
behind
cover
you.
of that board game box just pains me.
It's
too.
so bad.
It's like they didn't even try.
No.
It's a Milton Bradley product.
Yeah, it's just. I'm sure you just roll a dice and move around.
Roll the
map.
move. Yep.
Yeah, whoever gets to the end first wins.
So, do you think that Buzzsaw is a good base character for a Lobo movie?
Yes. Yes.
Again, where is the betting system here? Where is your structure?
Like I said, people are just throwing dollar bills at the stage out of anger. That's the best job ever. I'm just gonna go down to some ghetto and set up a chalkboard.
And just have a Roomba moving around the whole time, collecting all the bills on the
Yeah,
ground.
I mean it's insane.
What's this? It's a box that has ridiculous movie technology in it.
Right.
Yep. It's a Unix system.
My favorite thing is
I
the
know
way that you
this.
hack this by simply playing a game of Peggle or whatever he's doing there.
Kerplunk.
It wouldn't surprise me if that keyboard uses the same iconography from Alien that he has on there. It looks to be the same. Have you ever seen that article about how in depth they went in creating the iconography for the Alien series?
Mm-mm.
Just I haven't read the article, but I can picture the iconography, and I'm like, yep, that's some stuff.
That is some outrageously durable spandex to be
Yeah,
still
no kidding.
intact after.
Yeah. Good job,
2017,
Adidas.
man.
Yeah, we do have that spandex technology.
Have you bought any spandex this year?
Yeah.
I don't
Last
think you're
year.
qualified to make these comments.
I did buy some Adidas spandex underwear last year.
Kiss me.
Jesus. Chainsaw. What a way to go.
Yeah. As we're about to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this is brutal.
Like how we're now into like 80s power metal,
Yep.
like Meaty Mouse.
Well, Chainsaw makes sense for some 80s power metal.
Yep.
My chainsaw makes fire.
I like the musical cues matching up with the punches
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Turn on some of your other chainsaws.
Yeah.
Just turn them on and start twirling about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Just pirouette him to death.
He didn't take the 2-weapon fighting feat.
The Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
Arnold could play that role.
Yeah. That's bad.
Yep.
It's very bad.
Yep.
Guy Fieri, you need some help.
Yeah.
But based off of his statement right there, it kind of forecasts
Arnold, I'm gonna
his,
take you to Flavor Town.
demise coming up here.
Yeah. Take him to Flavor Town. He
Oh boy.
gets it right in the donkey sauce maker right here.
Oof.
I hurt
Well,
myself.
the tropes of the time are if there's a chainsaw, you're getting cut in half, starting with the crotch.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. The high voice he makes here is
The
a-
falsetto is
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Do you think Dynamo had to dub that?
Probably. Jim Brown is just slowly but surely getting more and more naked as
Yeah.
it goes on.
like anything so if you have electricity, you have to die by water somehow.
Right.
You have to explode in a ball of flame if you're carrying a flamethrower, typically because you've been shot in the tank. I mean, those are all the tropes of how
Right.
bad guys die.
B.
Light bright.
Oh, I loved Light Bright.
Elmer Fudd somewhere is so excited that this song is about to come on.
Oh gosh, yeah, the
Kill the
rabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. Decent special effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just borrow the ones from Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah, Palpatine would be proud.
All right.
Somehow neither Palpatine nor Dynamo are very terrifying, though.
Right.
Because one has a light bright chest.
Oh snaps!
And
Right
one's
through the
face
belly.
looks like a butt.
That just looks really awkward.
Yep.
Yeah.
they're moving slow. He's like just jerking arms up and down.
Hey, Lighthead. Hey, Christmas tree.
Let me use the stun lightning.
Yeah. I guess yellow lightning is stun lightning.
That's right.
Color coded for clarity.
Ryan, you're the EMC person. Does yellow electricity not have as much power as blue electricity?
It depends on the medium through which it travels.
Well, in this case, we're talking about air.
Yeah. I like how like the Ride of the Valkyries in the background isn't like the real like orchestral version. It's more like this weird synthy.
Right.
So to me, coming up, this just plays out a D&D scene in my head where it's like, all right, I'd like to strike them with my vehicle. Okay, make an attack roll.
And crit
One
fail.
critical fumble. Let me get out the critical fumble deck, and you're upside down. And then you're like it's just so tragically bad.
Yeah.
Ben Richards here does nothing to defeat this villain,
No.
but run.
Yeah, and that's
He is the running man.
fair. But the critical mistake he makes is just running straight ahead
Yeah.
the entire freaking time.
He does.
It's like when you're fleeing from a crocodile or an alligator. You have to zigzag.
All right, well, that was.
I made a huge mistake.
I've made a huge
You've
mistake.
chosen poorly.
So you gotta say to operate E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get life alert.
Yeah.
I like this that he's just like, God.
Hey, buddy. She's like, oh yeah.
Oh, he's gotta kill him. Oh,
She's got more. That lady has fantasies about two men killing each other.
All right.
that could have been a cyborg-esque pull to the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, oof.
Is that guy wearing a Spartans hat?
It looks like with the
looks
S on
like
it. Yeah.
Just green with a white S.
Shut up, Leon.
Yeah. That was his "Are you not entertained" kind of thing here.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did he do?
Just got him stuck in
Joke
there more,
jail.
basically.
Just
You're
stuck
going
in
to
more by
joke jail
putting.
for
I mean,
this,
the guy's
Arnold
obviously
Schwarzenegger.
too fat to get out of a turned over vehicle.
Yeah.
I guess he just puts a bar in the way to impede him further.
Yep.
Jim
Fully
Brown.
unsure.
Yep. Jim Brown, please show up. Hey, I have a lot of respect for Jim Brown for being like, you know what? I don't want to play football anymore.
Yep.
I'm good.
I was
that's a
on a
Marshawn
team
Lynch
whose
move
name
right
shares
there.
my name.
Get me a Super Bowl ring, height of my career, I'm out.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
particularly
hang
for
out
a
with
guy
Richard
who
Pryor.
back then, like, his life wasn't set after he finished football because he walked away at 30, and back then it was. I mean, they didn't make the kind of money that they make nowadays. So,
No.
you know, you can walk away at 30, and if you were a star, you're good. Like Jim Brown walked out into the world being like, all right, now I got to go got to go do a bunch of movies because he did The Great Escape too, right?
Great Escape.
No, he did the other one. It'll come to me.
Either way, he was in a number of movies for being in
Yes.
football.
Yep.
For a second, the only movie that crossed in my mind is the one with Sylvester Stallone and Pele.
Oh, the soccer movie.
Victory? V for Victory?
V
something
for
like that?
Victory. Yeah, I think so. Where
The prisoners of war have to play the German national soccer team
Yep.
and win.
Yep. And they made Sylvester Stallone the goalie, but also the best player on the team.
Yeah.
Face waterfall.
But I got to tell you, if at any point in time Pele is on your soccer team, you're probably going to win that game.
Yes, probably.
Probably.
Even now.
You also probably get like a bunch of endorsements as well.
Yeah.
I need a gesture with at least 2 fingers at all
The
times.
whole time.
Yeah. Bicarb is a really, really goofy way. Like, I guess they couldn't say Alka-Seltzer?
Yeah, because that's the trade. That's
That's a
a
trademark,
trade
yeah.
name. Trademark. Sodium bicarbonate.
All right, there we go. Sorry. Jim Brown was in the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, okay.
What gives him the idea that he would want to kill people for a living?
Yeah, maybe to get out of your
Because
crappy...
people are
you know.
corrupt in the future.
Yeah, and also, I mean, when your choice is to hang out in labor lines and go dig through diaper farms, I mean...
Yeah.
How
That's
just
a very like long Arnold like insult line.
just million miles an hour Arnold insult there.
The camera angle of them actually showing like what he would see.
Right.
is great.
He's like,
Yeah.
with holding the camera. Yeah.
Get him out of here, Hornberger. I'm surprised that there isn't a
Part of me wanted to get cinnamon whiskey for this movie just so we could be like
yeah.
fireball,
Just do a shot,
fireball, like,
for fireball.
and just do shots for an hour and a half.
I'm surprised that Urban Outfitters isn't carrying the Running Man T-shirts that you see in this.
Yeah.
The demonstrations that all of these guys do when they come out to like show off are great too.
Yep.
Their entry.
So initially, I thought that ridiculous like hot pink sexy flame he shoots is because of the lighting, but no,
Yep.
it's just hot pink sexy
It's
flame.
just they put magnesium in the fire. Outfit by Jean-Baptiste Gaultier.
Or Jacques Cousteau.
Right.
I don't know, or your local chainmail manufacturer.
He's my hero.
Outfit sponsored by
Race
Shark
relations
Week.
are very not an issue in 2017 dystopia.
Look at Carrie Ellis all the way.
I like that he just has Hulk hands in that. In that
He
picture.
does. No, he looks like Diamondback.
He does
From
look like
Luke Cage.
Diamondback. Yeah.
Yeah. Whee!
Itty bitty little jetpacks.
Apparently, those miniature thrusters on the back put out some serious thrust.
Yeah.
Yep.
And somehow don't scorch everyone in the crowd when he takes off.
Well, that's the one thing about jetpacks. When I say they're unlikely, because the amount of force you need and the amount of heat would just like turn you into a skeleton from the waist down.
Nice.
Unless you have those really cool water-based ones, those water jetpacks.
Oh, yeah, those things are awesome.
This
I
is
wanna
the
try
best
that.
scene in the movie.
It's just seriously the best scene in the movie.
Da-da-dum.
Is that Mrs. McCardle again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why it's the best.
This is why it's the bet coming up.
Motherfucker.
Yep. Should have been Betty White.
Yep.
So again, here's apparently you just throw money at them.
Right. They'll never remember. Just take their money.
Just take it. Oh,
Here,
he
take this
did give
piece.
him a ticket.
But he didn't write anything on it.
No, it just
They have those in preparation.
So the guys, those are bad bookies. Richards has killed or defeated everyone that he's come up against so far, and
they
give
give him 100 to 1 odds.
100
Yeah.
to 1 odds.
All right, so the Mrs. McCardle is a homage to a supposed Mrs. Miller, a longtime fixture of many series, including the Merv Griffin Show, who supposedly came every day to the tapings. So
I
that's
want to be
supposed
that
to be
old person who's just
the old
kind of-
person who's like always in the front row.
just have nothing better to do than go to a taping of a game show every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about how game shows have changed since the 90s. So like early 2000s you had like Survivor and like Big Brother, but even those have kind of fallen out of favor. And so now like the game shows are like The Voice and America's Got Talent and more of like those weekly call-in.
Yeah.
I mean, American Idol's like fallen off
Yep.
after like 17 seasons or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I feel like game shows other than like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune really aren't a thing anymore.
No, I think those are just out of inertia. They're around still.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally you'll get something that'll come out like what was the one with the briefcases and you had to guess and
The Howie Mandel
Deal or
one?
No Deal.
Yeah.
Deal or No Deal. I mean, you'll see things like that come out periodically, but you know, I just don't think they have staying power. I think people lose interest. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times can you watch a guy guess whether or not he's got the right briefcase?
Right.
But I mean, they don't have like the ridiculous concepts like they used to. I'm trying to think of like, remember Nickelodeon? They had Figure It Out or Guts or What is the Hidden Temple? We're
Yep.
always talking about the Hidden Temple. I mean, a lot of those are more like kid-oriented shows. But even still, like I can't think of like the
American
present equivalents.
Gladiators.
Yeah,
American Gladiators, yeah.
They brought that back and it didn't do well.
Briefly.
No, and they had Hulk Hogan be like the host of it.
Yeah.
Don't you think that they could make more time in the scene by simply running? Because throwing plastic barrels doesn't seem to be doing very much.
No.
Yeah.
You're not doing well there, Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Jim Brown, not very smart.
Yeah. So Jim Brown is actually playing Jim Brown in this movie because we were talking over, but they make a callback to that he's the leading rusher.
Yep.
So Fireball is Jim Brown.
Well, if Richard Pryor's stand-up is to be believed, Jim Brown was a badass motherfucker.
Yeah. That was the Richard Pryor's stand-up was the original version of the guy on Dave Chappelle, Charlie
Murphy?
Charlie Murphy used to talk about
The
Prince.
real Hollywood
The
stories?
real Hollywood stories, yeah. The safety glasses really add to that. That outfit.
OSHA compliant.
In the future, OSHA still exists.
Oh, it's an oppressive police state, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing like ergonomics to really ruin people's lives. Maybe he's in this. Maybe Richards is in this locker. Now, I did not catch this as something they were going to do.
This is the big reveal.
The big reveal here.
It's kind of expected.
Why they just leave them in some random locker
Yeah.
room?
Okay,
just for
yeah.
everybody
Why
to
they would
see
leave
on
them in some random 400 square block place is odd. It's not like they can't dispose of bodies. I do like the flickering lights here. It gives it a very creepy kind of tone.
Oh yeah,
And I do think these are like A+ corpse dummies.
Yeah, they look
they're
great.
great.
But no, like, if they somehow discovered, like, looking up records elsewhere that they actually were dead, but considering how the last hour of this movie, the 2/3 of this movie are set within this complex, there's really no other way you can explain about how they find out that the winners, quote unquote, are actually dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't expect them to go with that also.
That they were actually dead?
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot going on in this movie, and that's another addition to it. You don't need that reveal for this movie to work.
or you can just say that no one's ever completed it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's really no reason for them to actually have killed them. It's just like adding a it's like gilding the lily.
Well, it adds a little bit of dramatic irony in that Arnold doesn't know that even if he does win or whatever, that he's just going to get killed.
No, yeah,
anyway, right?
I get that. What I'm saying is that it's more of like a oh no, they're also extra bad because they kill the winners too.
Right.
Like it's not a crazy experience.
I also like, based off that camera shot of Fireball being killed, they just revealed that all of the people who have won have been killed.
Yeah, depends on where the cameras are because they
just showed Fireball getting blown up or whatever.
Yeah, but they do the reveal. That reveal comes later when they hijack the network satellite.
And also was that shot with audio, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit. I love this. This is great.
Yeah.
Well,
He's wearing
There's a bunch of, like, knives attached to the
aluminum foil covered cardboard boxes.
He's Shredder from the Ninja Turtles reboot. Is exactly what he is.
He looks like a knockoff Transformer.
He does. I like how it's intentionally cheap looking.
Yeah. And how squeaky he is.
Yeah.
Oil can.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
No, I'm blind.
Yeah. This scene
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
just like, ooh. He's just like,
I mean,
yeah.
seeing Sven stand next to Jesse the
This
Body,
guy-
you realize like how big of a dude
With
Sven
his
is.
fantastic
He's got a good
rose
couple
patterned
inches on
shirt.
him.
Was that Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that lady's earrings were the Mockingjay.
Ah.
It's funny, if you look up this movie on Wikipedia, unlike the See Also, there is the Hunger Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's the competition that
Competition for
Yeah.
And the obvious influences from this that wound up in the Rockstar game, what is it? Manhunt
Yes.
Yes.
series?
Well, here's the thing. Originally, they wanted to film this movie in a mall, which they didn't do. But isn't Manhunt all in a mall?
I don't remember. I actually didn't play through the whole thing or
I don't
there
think
were
so.
2 games.
Oh, but there was some looking up factoids about this movie. There was Manhunt was mentioned.
Was it? I believe it.
Okay.
That's my line.
There's actually a pretty popular short story called The Survivor, which predates all of this, which is about basically dystopian future, and to prevent global war, Russia and America fight each other with a troop. It's 100 soldiers each, but they film it, and the survivors are given the immunity to any law and everything they want. It's actually really good.
There's a Judge Dredd story that takes place on the moon, where
remember
there's
these
like
guys?
a 4-on-4 like gun war between like
In
Russia
Luna
and the
City.
United States. The Russians, of course, cheat.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jared helped them.
Oh, you're in hot water. I mean, when someone deletes all their tweets, not a good sign.
No.
I want to hear what Dweezil has to say.
Yeah. He's probably have some uncomfortable song to sing to you.
Experimental, 15-minute free jazz piece.
About like cat buttholes.
I did find this a little brutal, actually.
Oh, what he does to her?
Well, that's just that
The
he
razor
just
wire?
kills the stunt doubles.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, this is old footage of people he's killed.
No, they
No,
use,
this is
they
redone right now.
It's being done.
No,
Yes,
this is
it
old
is.
footage.
No, it's not. They actually they put stunt doubles in, and they
Right.
put in over. They digitally put the images of these two over the
Yeah.
stunt. The stunt
This is
doubles.
recent. Within the
I don't
within
know.
the
I
timeline of
don't
the
get that
movie.
because they already had the image of like him choking the people, and they're like, put it over.
That was him showing that it would work.
They'll make a mention in a bit that he didn't have to kill the stunt doubles.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it cuts to what the image of what this guy looks like when they do
Yeah.
it.
I guess I just thought because I guess I just thought that because you don't ever see him in
Ow.
that actual his old outfit, I suppose.
And it kind of runs counter to the whole Code of the Gladiators thing he talks about too, just to kill like stunt doubles for no
Oh,
reason.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I
So-
think what they do is they're relaying over. They may be relaying over Captain Freedom and Richards. I think they're relaying over both of them, but the stunt double does get killed.
Yeah, right here through those spikes.
Yep.
They mentioned that in a minute.
Yep.
I've lost count of Arnold's screams for this movie.
Oh.
Fright and Might?
Yep.
I don't remember dying. Do you?
Yeah.
Damn that Killian and his Irish Red.
Yes. The go anywhere, do anything. When she says that, I like that callback to her voicemail that she has before. I'm
Yeah.
off doing something. I'm off somewhere. What amazing with fabulous people.
Yeah, yep.
See, look. And edit till. There you go. So,
He did, dog.
I thought they meant you didn't have to kill Richards. Like they just could have like beat him the shit up.
I think they killed. I mean, they clearly killed the stunt double.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You need jam to jam a satellite.
yeah.
Raspberry,
Has-
the best kind of jam.
Only one man would give me raspberry.
Supposedly,
No star.
because of the resurgence in Star Wars popularity, excuse me, Mel Brooks was saying like Spaceballs 2 could actually become a thing.
yes.
Yeah,
A
without
search
John
for more
Candy,
money.
though.
Oh yeah.
I
Rest
hope they
in
do
peace.
the. It was either the search for more money or the other gag he wanted to do, which was Spaceballs 3: The Search for the Sequel.
Thanksgiving 3 was that. It was Thanksgiving 3, The Search for Thanksgiving 2.
Was
Because
it?
apparently Thanksgiving 2, which was never actually made, was such a bad movie that all copies of it were destroyed and blah, blah,
Oh,
blah,
wow.
blah, blah. So, they actually made a Spaceballs animated TV series. It was bad. It was
I'm sure.
really bad. Like, I watched the first 2 episodes of it, and I'm like, no more. A floppy disk.
I like that it is a smaller piece of technology, though. Actually.
Right.
It's a smaller floppy disk.
I like the keister stuffing they talk about here in a second, or keister stashing.
Right. Similar joke made in the first Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
All right, we'll go back to
All right,
10 more
time to
minutes
some
of Paul
dancing.
Abdul choreographed dancing.
Yep.
It's just, the 80s. How did we ever survive?
Gymkhana.
Yeah.
Now he's Arnold's into. Now that he's out of his speed
Gymkhana.
suit.
That was another.
He's into generic 80s action attire.
Gymkhana was another like game show thing with some pommel horse martial arts.
Yep. Village of the Crazies.
Jargon,
Yeah.
buzzwords.
So obviously we've blown
like
through
this.
our cherry goes. So James, you as far as sours go, because
Yes.
you're the sours guy, you prefer the Gose over other ones, over saisons and farmhouse ales, or
I like it over saisons because for me saisons don't get sour enough.
okay?
Overall the saison spectrum is like not sour at all to very sour, and I tend to go more on the very sour side. So that's what I would like to go towards more, and Goses for the most part seem to trend more towards that sourer side of the spectrum. So that's there.
I would agree with you. I think the salt kind of really offsets that sourness. Like you get that pucker, but then you get the salt, and it's like, ooh, it kind of sets it back a little bit.
Yeah. No, Gose has become one of my more favorite styles of beer recently.
How do you like this in comparison to the briny melon Gose of many podcast episodes past?
I like this better actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that is a Gose I've heard of multiple beer podcasts trying, and everyone loves it.
Yeah, no, I really
very
liked
good.
it. This I really, really, really enjoy. The briny melon was much saltier than this one was, though. So
It does have briny in the title.
it does. There we go. Here's the reveal of the dead bodies.
Yeah. We'll just assume they weren't shown earlier.
I like the editing of
Watch
him.
that screen.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that was good.
So the deal here is that if one side was editing all this film, why couldn't the other side just be editing all this film too?
I guess because they've never experienced the supplier's information being in the wrong. They're always in the right.
Yeah. The hell with you? It's Dweezil. Oh.
That's a
Weasel.
Zappa callback.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Isn't that's a Frank Zappa line, isn't
Yep.
it?
That is a Frank Zappa line.
There's the shirt. That's the Running Man shirt that guy has on.
Survey says.
Yeah.
Yes.
Betty White surrogate rules.
Yep.
No.
Oh. Yes, the sunglasses.
Everyone wears sunglasses in this movie.
80s. This is where you learn to shoot in the 80s, right?
Yep.
Oh, is
He
that
felt-
guy just tumbling down the tube for the rest
Yes.
of the movie?
Yes, he is. I did
We
not
know it's a
notice that
minimum of
first
a
time I
10-minute
watched
journey.
At that high speed, so that guy's just gonna slowly
Yeah.
squeak.
My
down.
favorite thing here is she has a miniature Uzi, which up until now she has no idea how to use.
It has like 3 scopes on it.
It has like 3 scopes on it.
it. Spray and pray.
And it is designed as an extremely close range weapon.
That guy
This-
skeezes me
I
out.
believe
Yeah.
after this was this actor's last role before he passed away.
Okay.
He just reminds me of a Baron Harkonnen in a Christmas tree suit.
He does.
Yeah, that's a good pull, Randy.
We would like to do Dune because it is not a good movie, even though I love David Lynch, but it is a long, boring movie.
Yeah, that might be a 2-parter.
Well, if it's too boring, it breaks our
Why,
rule.
why would a guy ever tell a woman, "I'll show you dickless"? Like,
That is, yeah.
oh,
Why
I
is
didn't,
he- why
yeah,
is he in
he
his
has no
fucking
not
underwear?
realize he was straight up in tidy whities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was here's, like you said, the obligatory
Yeah.
Death by water.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, we
After
had the fireball blowing up because somebody shot him with a flare and or gun.
Yeah.
Death by water.
Chainsaws.
Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Like the
Death
the
by
Chainsaw
chainsaw.
bifurcation.
Yep. So after the obligatory I'm gonna rape somebody scene, right?
Sub-Zero was more of a death by loss of friction,
Yeah.
of unable to not being able to stop.
Everybody twirl when you die.
Yeah.
So this being what, our 30th episode now, looking back at our list, we haven't done as many 80s movies as I thought we were going to.
That's accurate.
Yeah. I'd say that.
This is our third, I believe. Mad Max, Cyborg, and now this. But
all good.
we have hit up
post-apocalyptic
the
movies.
90s.
Yeah, the 90s have taken a beating.
Yeah.
Yep.
The blood on stuff here and the bullet holes is a cool effect. I
Yeah.
really like the way that the studio looks trashed after the gun battle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, even when you saw Arnold like shooting off with his gun, you saw shells flying out of the gun,
Yeah.
which a lot of movies don't do.
Yeah.
Neither of you are in Deep Rising.
That's disappointing.
Deep Res is a good
and
movie.
nobody appears in Deep Impact.
No.
Or Deep Horizon.
Or The Deep.
The Deep.
Or Deep Blue Sea.
We are going to do Deep Blue Sea at some point, aren't we?
That was the plan.
This is where I thought the reveal was going to happen, that was Arnold's brother.
Same haircut. The
Yeah.
buzz.
Oh, he's also
buzz
just
cut.
a giant man.
Oh, no, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Arnold's other hair
Oh, yeah.
in every other movie but this.
And I thought Arnold was going to be like, hey, brother, or something right here.
Yeah. Snap. You gotta
Oh.
be nice to your. You can't be mean to the help.
Nope.
Yep.
Just Dawson just nailing every delivery.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you so far.
Yep.
He's always got that pinky out, Max. I can't unsee that.
That's one of the reasons why if you watch sports analysis a lot of the time, the guys will hold pens because they have to hold on to something because their hands from going, if they've been ex-football players or whatever, from going through so much many injuries.
Yeah,
Their
their
hands
fingers
at
are all
rest
messed up.
are at different angles and stuff, and they have them hold stuff instead.
Ooh, here comes a burn. Throws him in there like a half-filled garbage bag.
And here's the music again.
Yep.
Yep.
Little piano doodle.
Good smirk. I don't know if I'd call that a motor.
See, that shouldn't kill him. Because we saw three people go down this thing. Sure, it's going to be like a bunch of, geez, it's a bad bobsled roller coaster. But, there's
he gets
rockets
aimed
that
at the
stop
end.
you.
There's no nets though,
Yeah.
and I think the idea there is that Richards probably turns off the pressure regulator.
Something like that. That's why his face is all, pulled back.
Or maybe the guy who monitors that one section of the station
Right.
is no longer at his desk,
Right.
and he controls the safety net.
Yeah,
Yep.
because
He
right
could.
here, look, he's just...
Right through himself,
Yep.
and then explodes because why not?
Made of
Because
gasoline.
there is no army of, leather daddy
Leather daddies
motorcycle
to stop
guys.
him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's
Yikes.
Yeah.
I like how that was all on camera as well.
Yep.
Oh, I wanted to mention, a lot of scenes in this movie remind me of the PlayStation game Blast Chamber.
Well, and going
Yes.
back to the betting thing, everybody's so happy they either threw A, their money, or B, their betting tickets into the air. So
Yeah.
I guess that's what you do when your guy wins in 80s, 90s bettings.
Yep.
I think that the cops up there are like, yeah, whatever, I guess.
And what's funny is everybody's universally happy here, which would not be the case.
Yeah.
Either the betting house has lost everything, which you would think because the crowd's so happy, or it's the other way around.
Yeah, why isn't the betting house furious that all their bets aren't being paid out because
everyone
they
is
got
just-
lied to that Richards died?
Yeah.
Everyone is just so happy that the man has been felled.
This is a fantastic song.
Yeah.
My nightmare.
You could
We're
take
going to
this and
straight
put it
up
over
yacht
like
rock.
Karate Kid. The chorus is the best though. Wait till look. No gain. We're not at the chorus yet.
Nope. Nightmare would end.
Gotta pull it a little closer.
Wait for it though. He does the creepy "I'm gonna snap your neck" thing in just a second
he?
here.
Well, it's weird because they've shown
There it is.
they've shown no like romantic pairing throughout the entirety of this movie.
The people.
No.
And then in the last like 30 seconds, it's like, oh yeah, we need to
This is it.
have
Here
that
it comes.
be that.
Only nights.
Excellent.
Restless heart. Roll the dice.
Dicer.
Professor Turo
Brand
Tanaka.
new
I guess
stuff.
science did not work out for him.
I really hope that the guy was like, no. I'm a professor. They're like, wait, you want us to call you Professor Sub-Zero?
Mick
Yes.
Fleetwood was in this? That can't
Yep.
be the Mick Fleetwood.
Probably.
Probably.
All right, now I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah,
'cause,
check
I
it
mean,
out for
How many Mick Fleetwoods are there wandering around in the world?
Participating in Running Man
Yeah.
shoots.
Okay. While we wait for the stinger at the end, according to Ryan.
Nope.
Me.
According to Yams. Yames.
Yams.
There's 10 minutes of credits. We don't have to wait until the stinger.
Oh, okay.
Well,
All right.
The
So
stinger, if you, I'll tell you, if you wait till the very end, is the like, end of the game show. Richard Dawson's wardrobe was provided by, and they do
okay.
that kind of stuff.
okay,
So
I'll get
we
us
have
there.
stopped the movie and are fast forwarding, but I don't care that much.
yeah, we're in the credits, so it's fine.
So, view again and brew again, starting with James.
I have the very, very rare double yes.
Double yes. Wow.
I love this movie. I unabashedly adore this movie. And this beer is really good. The only thing that would prevent me from getting it is that it is expensive.
Yes, it was like what, $14, $15 for
It's
a
$16 for
for
a
a
four pack.
pack. That's getting up there.
Yeah.
So, Ryan.
I'm with James. Another double yes. This there's a lot to just find fun about this freaking stupid ass movie. It's got a lot of cheese and charm, which are some of my favorite things. Because it is kind of well known and it's got its influences everywhere. Definitely, I'd watch this again for sure. Yeah, the Brewing, absolutely delicious. Just James and I are the sour guys in the show, and I like this very, very much. It's near my top favorite sour for sure. Still Crittolus holds that spot, I think.
Yep.
But the Briny Melon and this are just super, super good.
Wow, they had to put the theme from Gilligan's Island into the credits for
They
that
did.
like 3 seconds of da 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 da.
Right. And what the hell else? Oh yeah, Oarsman as far as sours was pretty good, but I like this stuff better.
I think we drank that one on the podcast. Oh wait, no, we did.
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
pretty sure you
25.
can get the Restless Heart song on iTunes.
Yes.
Probably.
Money well spent.
Probably. As far as I go, I'll give this double yes. There are other cheesier Arnold movies I'll watch before this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to give an example of like this is primetime GBBV movie, I think this is a well enough known film that this
Yeah.
is one of the suggestions I'll give to people. As far as Goses go, yeah, it's good. Not as good as some other sours I've had. I'm not the sour guy. I don't dislike them, but it's not my go-to style of beer. This works a little bit better for the summer months. But yeah, overall, good. Does not taste like an 8% beer.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But again, like the price is a little high.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have some friends over, it's the equivalent of opening up a bar tab. So,
Yeah. Yep. And Randy.
yeah, I'm going to go to double yes. I've always liked the Running Man. Once like I said earlier, I had a hard time separating it from the book. I wanted it to at least be something similar, but I mean, it is absolutely just over the top and ridiculous. And at no point takes itself seriously, and it's fun. I mean, it's definitely a movie you could throw on and like do something to, and
Right.
come back to it at any point in time, and you're not missing much.
Right.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's got every 30 to 45 seconds seems like there's something crazy and new going on that you can just laugh about and enjoy. It's just great. I mean, it's good fun, and I'm always interested in what people's version of what today looks like. When they made these movies 20 plus years ago.
Right.
As far as the beer, yeah, it's very refreshing. I'm not much of a microbrew guy anyway. So typically I just stick to whiskey, really. But no,
Yeah.
it was great beer. It was refreshing. The price thing seems a bit extreme for 4 beers. But
Well,
beyond that,
sours themselves are kind of pretty expensive as
Yeah,
far as beer
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just like I said, I mean, if you're just the high alcohol content kind of makes up for that. I mean, though, really,
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
if you look at it as buying 8 cheaper quality,
Right.
5% beers,
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same. But no, fantastic beer. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So again, Randy, you were mentioning how you couldn't separate it from the book, and James, you've also read the book, and that kind of brings up into a good discussion of when you're doing an adaptation of something from one media to the next, like from book to movie or from comic to movie, or like what do you look for? Do you want to do something to me? You have to be able to add something that one medium can't do that the other can. Like right now, American Gods is being produced or is on TV. And that's like one of my, if not my favorite book. And there are things that I think the TV show can do better than the book in some regards, but it can't in others. Like American Gods has a bunch of crazy dream sequences. So I guess like being that you two have read this book and watched this movie, is there something about one versus the other that you prefer?
I'll go. So to me, the book, the thing about it was, this movie is it's not so much that this is the adaptation. I think that the story, The Running Man, could have easily been carried over and made into a really great movie. This is more comical and over the top with characters like Dynamo and Sub-Zero and things like that, where you have these fantastical evil villain characters that he has to overcome. And in the book, it's really just more about, like, he knows he willingly enters this competition and he knows he's not going to survive. He's simply trying to earn enough money to get his wife to stop having to be a prostitute and his daughter the medical help she needs. So it's more like survival against the odds, and he keeps surviving by adapting, improvising, and overcoming. And you just took this like very core tenet of the book, which is this desperation and eventually the drive to overcome it, versus the comic and silliness of the movie. So it's just really almost, they took there's a game show where a guy is trying not to die, and that was really the only common thread. So it was just so different, and that was the issue I had with it. They're just two separate things to me. It's whereas American Gods, I mean, really, Brian Fuller's trying to bring over like Neil Gaiman's vision into film.
Yeah, and we're about, I think, like at the time of this recording, we're about 4 episodes in, so we're just getting to stuff that like wasn't in the book that was added for TV, and that was my whole big like furrowing my brows, like, we're gonna add a bunch of stuff. And so far, I'm fine with what they've added. Yeah. There are parts of that book that they don't really touch on, like Shadow and Laura's relationship and stuff like that. Right. But so far so good.
To speak to that, Max, I think that for me, the key that you have to do when you adapt something is you have to keep the spirit of the original work in the new one. And to give you an example, the biggest problem that I have when it comes to that isn't it? For this, I really enjoy. I read all the Harry Potter books. I love the Harry Potter books. I really enjoy them. Well, there's 2 scenes in Harry Potter, the Harry Potter movies, that really don't capture the spirit of a scene. I don't need a scene to be perfect shot by shot. I don't need a scene to be the exact same dialogue. I don't need everything like that.
Yeah, just as long as it captures the feel of what the source material is trying to purvey.
This is my time to. We're allowed to knit some pick some knits here, because we're not supposed to do that during the show.
Well, no, we're not supposed to do that between the source material and the movie. So if Randy was going like, oh my gosh, in the book they did this and it's so much better, the movie does that, blah blah blah. That's what we can't do.
So,
but we're not watching Harry Potter movies, so go ahead.
In Harry Potter, there's in movie 4, which is the Goblet of Fire one. The scene where Harry's name pops up in the goblet. In the book, it's Dumbledore. It says very specifically, Dumbledore calmly asks Harry, "Did you put your name in there?" And he says no. And Dumbledore is okay. That's good enough for me. Like, I'm fine here. In the movie, he literally assaults Harry as
like, "Hey, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?"
He commits assault and battery against Harry Potter.
It grabs him and whatever.
Throws him into the wall. And the other one, which is bigger to me, because that's one where I'm kind of like, okay, I can get over that
for dramatic effect or whatever. Because that was something that was immediately noticed by people like between the movie and the book.
But the bigger one to me is that in book 5, Half-Blood Prince.
No, that's Order of the Phoenix, right?
So it is Order of the Phoenix, right? Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, nerds. So in that one,
There's nothing to worry about Harry Potter. Harry Potter is part of 2000s pop culture.
I say this with probably 700 board games.
You're also on a podcast
but
about craft brew and bad movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to illustrate a point between these two things. So,
Yeah.
that, there's a reason why I'm trying so people can call them out. In that book, a prophecy gets read about Voldemort and a boy, and that boy can be one of two people in the books.
Yeah, Harry or Neville.
Harry or Neville. And so Harry sits down with Dumbledore, and they're talking about it, and Harry's like, well, since there's a prophecy, I guess I have to go through with all of this, right? It's like in my fate, it's in the stars and everything. And he's like, no, the prophecy doesn't mean anything to you. You should have never heard it. I didn't keep it from you because I didn't want you to hear it because it would change your life. I kept it from you because you've made all of the right decisions up until this point just because you're a good person with people around you who love you. You don't need a prophecy to tell you to do the right thing. You are who you are, and you're doing those right things. And in the book, he's like, so I gotta kill Voldemort now because I've heard this prophecy, right? And Dumbledore's like, oh yeah, totally, man. That's absolutely 100%. And that's, I guess, to me, where you need to be able to capture the spirit of those things in there. And that's why, at times, like this movie, you have to just say, look, the movie's one thing and the book's the other. Don't even conflate the two. But when you try to, I think there a lot of times there's this obsession with getting the look right, but not keeping the vein of the story in there
common.
when they adapt.
Yeah, I would say that's the main criticism of Watchmen.
Yes.
Watchmen movie. It looks like they took Dave Gibbons' art and just made it into actual movie stuff.
Yep.
It doesn't capture the feel of what that book was trying to do.
So, kind of related, actually, James. You and I. So, World War Z is a good example of this too.
Yes.
It's just the way you tell a story, just as much as the story being told is important.
Yes.
And that was one of the huge differences between the book and the movie.
Right.
And the World War Z kind of just wanted a title that was cool for a zombie movie, right?
Well, that was at the peak of the zombie craze.
Well, and you know the way that the book was written, though, and same thing. It even ties back to The Running Man. You could have done a docudrama, which is the style of the book.
Oh, yes.
Because it's a series of interviews.
That's the movie I wanted to see.
You could have done a docudrama, like somebody actually sitting down,
right.
Brad Pitt's character sitting down as a reporter,
right? Exactly,
and going back through the history of what happened, like how did we get to where we're at, and it would have been a fantastic movie because you would have had vignettes that told the story.
Right.
Same thing with this. Like if you would have taken the original book and done it, you could have even done it to appeal to the masses with like some Matt Damon, style action scenes and whatever from any of the many Jason Bourne films.
Yeah.
But I mean the story is great. I mean you could have kind of kept that spirit, and this just doesn't do that. It's simply really just two titles of two different works.
Right.
And I think you could remake the movie. Spoiler warnings. I don't want to give anybody away the end of the book, but it ends with them basically pile driving a plane into the towers. That's where they're broadcasting from. So
wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
I completely forgot about that.
So yeah. So there's a kind of tragic.
Don't remember that at all.
No.
I don't think I've only. There's more than 3 of those movies, right?
No. So I'm just saying the end of the book, the Running Man book. So
in the Running Man book,
I remember that.
Bourne movies.
I read it once a while ago.
It takes place basically a similar thing. He's offered the job of the hunter and all those other things like that. But he actually wins. He wins the contest, and he's just like in a fit of hopelessness or whatever. He kind of sticks it to the radio or the TV networks and everything. In that though, I think it's more of whereas this you have sort of loose state cooperation. It's actually state sponsored in the book. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I mean, you could take that and pretty much bring it all forward. Probably wouldn't want to show a plane crashing into a building at this point in time, based on current events. But you could make a movie that was really tied to the spirit of the book. Same thing like with World War Z, and it would be a good movie. I mean, if you put the budget and actors into doing it.
Right.
This just didn't do any of that, and it was really silly. But it's a great work to me in its own regard.
Yeah.
And so to just circle back to World War Z, I like the World War Z movie.
Oh yeah, same.
If it wasn't titled World War Z,
it should have been called something else.
It'd be just name it something else. In the same vein that the first Resident Evil movie, nothing that follows. Please do not associate anything I'm about to say with any Resident Evil movie that follows
movie's
this.
already been signed for a reboot with 5 sequels.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Has it really?
Yeah.
So the first Resident Evil movie, is a really fun
Sci-fi zombie movie.
movie.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with
Yeah,
Resident Evil.
yeah, that's another great example.
It's got zombies. Does it have a guy turning into a liquor at the end?
Yeah,
and
something
then
weird,
the,
like-
the laser fence.
It has the Umbrella name, and it's
Umbrella.
got a mansion for part of the movie,
Yeah.
but that's about as
But
far as it goes.
It's a really neat. They do some really neat stuff with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie. The laser fence is really cool. There's a
Yeah.
lot of fun stuff,
Well,
with
that's-
it, but it has nothing to do with Resident Evil.
Right, and that's Paul Anderson is the director who ends up actually marrying Mila Jovovich
Yeah.
throughout the course of those movies, who directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Event Horizon.
Yes, Event Horizon's amazing.
And the pretty good Mortal Kombat movie,
Yes.
the first one.
I'm surprised at this point that somebody hasn't picked up the World War Z rights to a TV show.
Oh yeah, like HBO or something, or Netflix.
yeah.
right.
I mean, a World War Z
It's-
TV show is a great medium for that type of
Right.
story because you
And-
can do one.
And at this point, people are so I'm part of this crowd. People are so irritated with the state of The Walking Dead in the past few seasons
Yeah.
that might be a void to fill.
Well,
It's too late. If World War Z was not adapted until now, I think there's enough of that the premium cable resurgence and Netflix cable resurgence that you could have done that.
Yep.
To have that like vignette docudrama where it cuts between the two stories of like there's the soldier story and like the people in Japan and various
the
parts of
Fighter
astronauts.
pilots and,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could have done that, but like you can look at like trends as far as like when zombies are popular, when steampunk is popular, and like right now zombies are in they're in the downtrend. Like it peaked
Right.
at like 2012, and it's been going down ever since.
No, I think it's enough of a refreshing idea, and they could do it like a Netflix pick for that would do really well. A bunch of not hour-long episodes, but if they broke it up into seasons of basically like because the book's broken up into like the outbreak,
Yeah.
the desolation, fighting back, and afterwards.
Yeah.
You could easily do 4 seasons of like 15 22-minute episodes of cutting very short stories of those things and coming back to people and everything else.
Yeah, I guess the problem from a budget standpoint is because it's a globe-trotting story, you need
Yeah.
to be able to distinguish that you are in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But again, that's part of the like you can do that in a book very easily.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's
That's
no
why.
budget when you have a book.
Right, and I mean that's why, like for me, a Netflix. That's why I brought up the Netflix thing because it'd be a lot easier for them to film it all and then edit
Cut,
the
cut,
first
cut,
cut, and edit do the first season, and then spend the 6 months or 10 months in between and keep releasing these things.
Right.
And also, I feel like Netflix shows are much more likely to not do the TV thing of just continuing.
Right.
And they can say we're doing this for 4 seasons and
And
we're
it's done. Right.
We are telling a contained story.
Right.
Yeah. They haven't really done that yet because their two biggest series, Orange is the New Black and House of Cards, are still ongoing. They're on
Yes.
like season 6 now.
Well, you can say they're kind of doing that with Bloodline because if you watch Bloodline at all, it's very clear from the very beginning of the show that the show has to have an ending. It almost like lights a fuse. It's fantastic. It's a great show, but it lights a fuse, and you know that fuse is going to lead to a bomb that's got to explode at one point in time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it passes that, and then you just get into the realm of ridiculous, where like, all right, this should have wrapped up by now, and they did. They just 3 seasons were done.
But for comparison, like that show, like I think I might have heard of Bloodline. I can't tell you anything about it.
No, that's great.
I haven't watched Orange is the New Black or House of Cards, and I can tell you a little bit about those shows.
Right.
So
Yeah, House of Cards seems to kind of just be running at the mouth at this point in time.
yeah. Well, we've kind of gone on enough about this, I think. So
Yeah, I'm pretty tired of hearing you talk specifically. Max.
all right.
That's a joke. We love each other on this
Randy,
show.
thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem.
Hope you had a good time. As always, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that jazz. Please like and review us on the iTunes. Send us your hate mail at goodbrewsbadviews@gmail.com. And we will see you all next time.
Yep. Bye-bye.
As always, please drink and watch responsibly.
Peace.
Goodbye.